When it comes to landing pages, really spend a lot of time on landing pages. You know, they are not an afterthought. They are literally the difference between success and failure in your business. And you should be putting plenty of time into them. Use other people's landing pages as a template, copy other people's landing pages. So the whole landing page is a story. As you read down the story, they identify with your thing more and more as you go down. I'm busy at the moment. I'm building a new product and I'm building like a big workbook that's got like all the services and all the templates and all the procedures and all of that stuff for this new product in it, and it's taking a while.
Side question. How did the lunch go, by the way?
Oh, launch went well. Yeah, I mean, this is a product that we've launched into the audience several times in different formats, so we weren't expecting life-changing results. We're sort of hitting, broadly speaking, we're hitting the kind of numbers that we're looking at hitting, so that's good. Right now, we're focusing more on ads and how we scale with ads, because, you know, ads, there's only so much that one audience can really take before you need to be bringing in new people. Even if you're growing new people organically, eventually you need to kind of scale out into some other mediums. And of course, ads let you hand select who you pick up as well, whereas organic, you know, you're subject to whoever the algorithm chooses to put you in front of, which may or may not be a buyer. So you can be a bit more tuned with organic. But let's talk landing pages. Why are landing pages important? Well, because without a landing page, you won't be selling your product. Unless, of course, you're just simply booking calls, in which case you can send people straight to a calendar link and you don't necessarily need a landing page for your product. But even if you are booking calls, oftentimes you might have just a one-pager overview with a video sales letter on it, and that would need a landing page. So landing pages are absolutely crucial to your business, and you need to get landing pages right, and not a lot of people put enough attention into landing pages. They put attention into creating the landing page in the first instance, but what they don't do is put enough attention into the performance of that landing page, the testing and iteration of that landing page, and the impact of that landing page on the bottom line. Because of course, if you have a landing page that people visit and 90% of those people bounce off of that landing page, then no matter how hard you work, you're going to make very little money because no one's actually buying through your landing page. And I think so often people put whether they make money or don't money on the concept that they've built. So they say like, oh, you know, I spent 6 months building this course and then, you know, I put it out there and it didn't sell. I guess the course is wrong. Whereas actually it could be entirely down to the landing page, and just moving a checkout from one page to another, or moving an opt-in from the bottom to the top, can dramatically change the sales and the opt-ins you get on a landing page. And actually, oftentimes, simpler landing pages perform better. You know, I'm talking about landing pages that are not pretty in any way, have very little information on them, don't have a fancy design, and, you know, and simply just get straight to the point, can often perform a lot better than something else. But like everything, when it comes to scaling your business, what you can't do is put all of the weight of your decisions on one element of your business. You've got to look at the whole system as a complete chain and what each part of that system might do. So if you have a great offer but a bad landing page, you're going to get no sales. If you have a great landing page but a bad offer, you're going to get no sales. You know, if you have a great offer and a great landing page but a bad sales closing process on the phone, you're going to get no sales. Whereas I think so many people, they just want to focus on the first bit, which is whatever they've built. So I'm not making any money. Oh, I need to start my course all over again. Everybody hates my course. And it's like, well, so often, you know, and, you know, I'm talking 9 times out of 10, the reason why you're not making money is because of the downstream elements from whatever you've built. It's your landing page, it's your sales page, it's your sales closing process, and so on and so on. And it's very, very important that you understand that a successful business runs on all of the elements of the chain working successfully, and not just simply one element being really, really good. Because if you have a great offer but a terrible landing page, you won't make any money. So landing pages usually comes step 2 in the process, i.e. step 1 is you create a thing and an offer, and then step 2 is I send people to a page that describes that offer. So it's very, very important that you get your landing page right, because again, if your landing page bounces 9 out of 10 people, anything that you do further on, whether it be upsells, booking calls, or whether it be, memberships or any kind of relationships further down the line, particularly within one funnel, is going to be made 100 times more difficult because the landing page wasn't good enough. And actually, even a small adjustment to a landing page conversion rate can have a massive, massive impact on your back end. So we have some templates that we've set up where you basically put in your product, and then you put in your landing page conversion rates and your upsell conversion rates and your bump conversion rates and your downsell conversion rates and stuff. And you put all of the numbers into this template, and it spits out your return on ad spend, your ROAS, okay? And what we found is if you have, for example, a $997 course that you're trying to sell, you might get a 2 times return on ad spend with that, right? But wait, let me start that again. If you have a $99 course that you're trying to sell, but a 10% conversion rate on your landing page, you're probably only going to make $1,000 or so, even if you throw about $5,000 in ads to it. But if you have a 30% conversion rate on your landing page, you'll probably make more like $10,000 and 2 times your return on ad spend. So just a 10% bump in conversion rate on your landing page can literally be the difference between $1,000 and $10,000, or even more, depending on how much traffic you're sending through that landing page. It really, really is significant what your landing page conversion rate is, and it has a massive effect on the amount of money you make in your business, more than the pricing of your products, much, much more. And we've done quite a lot of research into this. And actually, if we have a landing page which is selling a $997 product, but a 10% conversion rate, we can actually turn that into like a $97 product with a 30% conversion rate, and it make way more money in the back end because it's just sending more people through the funnel. More people are exposed to the upsells, more people are exposed to the bumps, and so on and so on. So the exact pricing of your product isn't actually that important. It's much more important what the conversion rate is in your funnel. Because if you price your product so high that your conversion rate comes down to next to nothing, then you just won't make any money. Whereas if you find that medium between a good conversion rate and a good pricing level, you can actually make way more money. This is why a lot of the big head honchos in marketing, they sell $14 products, $7 products, really, really low ticket product, not because the low ticket product makes them any money. It doesn't. The low ticket product gets you in the funnel with a high conversion rate on the landing page, and then you get all the upsells and the bumps and everything else on the back end because you've made it through. But if you don't make it through in the first place, then you won't see all of the rest of these offers. So it's very, very important that you focus on the conversion rate in your landing page. And I bet for all of you listening now, I bet you none of you have ever really gone into your stats and looked at what your landing page conversion rates are, and then tested different versions of those landing pages to see whether you could increase it. Have you ever done that, Maria?
No, but I am here to learn from you, Dan. And I'm here to learn so I can do that and really test it and see how it goes.
It's actually, that's the thing. You can actually dramatically increase the profitability of your business by just working on your landing page. Instead of doing the million things that everyone tries to do. It's like, I need to book more sales calls, more phone calls. I need to send more DMs, I need to send more emails. I need to make more content, I need to get more followers, etc., etc. Like, all of those things are going to be hamstrung by a bad landing page. And actually, you could get much closer to the results you want just by improving your landing page. Way, way closer. Let's say, for example, you've got a lead magnet, and the lead magnet converts at, say, 5%. If you were sending 100 people through it, you would get 5 opt-ins. If you did some work on that lead magnet and converted it to 40%, you'd only need 18 people through that to get the same amount of leads. Less than that. You see the difference between, effort and efficiency. And I'm banging on about this at the start because I just want to drill home the importance of this before we kind of break down more what makes a good landing page and a different landing page is. These little percentages, a 5% bump, a 10% bump here, idea can literally halve the amount of effort that you need to do every day in your business or more. But not knowing these percentages will leave you constantly running uphill and digging out and trying to work out why you're not making more money. So it's very, very important. So let's talk about what a landing page looks like, and I'll break down some of the ways in which we build landing pages and, you know, the sections that we use in landing pages and how each part of that landing page kind of scrolls down so that you can sort of really get a sense of, well, what does that exactly look like? Now, I appreciate I am going to be audibly describing a visible thing right now, but hopefully you can picture it in your head and get a gist of what I'm describing. It should be pretty clear. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to see on a landing page is the very, very top section. And I'm going to describe landing pages in sections. So when I say section, I mean one horizontal panel with some content in it. Generally, sections tend to be in different colors. That's the way you differentiate a section, you know. And each section tends to be about a different topic or taking a different angle. So I'm going to describe it in sections. So the top section tends to be the big outcome statement. So, you know, go from 0 to 1 million views in 90 days, right? That's the big outcome statement. And on a different session, we've talked about creating outcomes. So I shan't drill down into outcomes again. Go and listen to that if you want to learn more about outcomes. But the first part is the big outcome statement. And then usually what you would include is some kind of visualization of the thing that you're talking about. And visualizations are really, really important because they help show people what they're going to get. Now, for low-ticket products, a visualization would usually be some kind of bundle image where you see like a million different things in a cool bundle, mocked up in iPads and tablets and on desktops, and you see this sort of big bundle picture where all of the cool stuff you're gonna get is visualized very, very quickly. Alternatively, of course, you could have a video, and then the video would describe, firstly, you know, are you a person that struggles with this? So firstly, an identification bit at the start of the video, and then secondly, you would talk about the results that you're getting and then the features that are included in the thing that you're trying to sell, broadly speaking. So it's either some kind of visual representation of the thing or a video describing the thing. For low ticket products, visual representations is absolutely fine. Don't necessarily need to make a video, just a really cool bundle image. And for higher ticket, normally you would have some kind of video. Now, for visualizations, you can just go on Canva, and Canva has what's called frames. And you can just go to the frames section and pick out like iPad frame, iPhone frame, desktop frame, etc., and then just drop screenshots of whatever's included in your thing into all of these frames, and then put lots of those together into a cool bundle, usually in a sort of a fan shape where you can very quickly see all of the cool stuff that's included in your thing. It's very simple to create these sort of big bundle visualizations, and there's lots of examples in Canva and of course on other landing pages that you can use for examples. I do recommend you all keep a swipe file of landing pages that you like so that you can refer back to them later. When you don't just bookmark them, though, try and capture an image of the whole page, because landing pages have a tendency to disappear once the, you know, the ads are gone, or once the promotion is gone, the landing page usually disappears. So oftentimes I meet people with swipe files of landing pages and they go to it and all the links are broken. It's like, well, yeah, so take a screenshot of the whole landing page. There's some good Chrome extensions that are just called like capture screen, and they'll just scroll all the way up the page and then capture it as an image and then keep that as a swipe file for later so that you've got it. And particularly if you opt into that funnel, do the same on all of the different steps of that funnel. So if it has an upsell page, screenshot that. If you buy the upsell, screenshot the next one, and so on and so on. So I have like hundreds of ad swipe files of landing pages that I've screenshotted that I like, that I can then refer to, and I've got them all labeled. So it's like, oh, low ticket, I've got a folder with low ticket, and I've got all these different people's landing pages in there that I can just quickly go in my swipe file and go, well, what am I selling? And then just swipe these guys out, depending on what I think is the right type of landing page for my thing. Yeah. So you don't have to engineer this all yourself at all. You can simply just steal it from other people. If any of you are Go High Level users, Go High Level has an option to literally copy ClickFunnels landing pages in one click. So often what I do with Go High Level is I find a landing page I like, and then I just go into Go High Level. And oftentimes landing pages are built on ClickFunnels, so I just kind of clone it, and then I've literally got the funnel ready to go. So why not? But essentially your top thing is your big outcome statement, a video or some kind of visualization. And then of course your without statement as well, which is, go from 0 to 1 million views in 90 days without pointing, dancing and doing trends and all of the things that people want to avoid. That's the big thing. Now that needs to fit in the fold, which is the first thing that people see and is the screen that makes up the first part that people see. So if you're on a laptop, what you see at the top of a page before you scroll is called the fold. And if you're on a phone, what you see, the first thing you see that encompasses the whole screen of the phone is the fold before you scroll down. So the fold should include the entirety of your top section. It shouldn't be sort of cut halfway through. Everything should be compressed into the fold. And then with your landing page builder, you can flip between, your different devices to see where that fits. So oftentimes with landing pages, you'll need to make up different orientations of image assets in order to be able to suit your different devices that are going to be viewed on. So, I might, on a desktop, my visualization might be, taller, and on a phone, it might be shorter and wider kind of thing. So you need to make sure you check both. But your first big outcome should be that. And then what you can do underneath that, of course, is just have a big button where they can actually go and jump straight in, right? If the video is really convincing, if they want to just go straight in, just put a button straight under that, and then that's going to take them straight to the next page or to a pop-up, whatever you're using. The first section is your big outcome describing what your thing is. And then the second section is going to be a section about what they've tried. So I liked, for second sections, something that talks about you're tired of or you've tried all this. So it's a relatability section. It's a section that kind of highlights the frustrations and the pain points that people have. So, you're tired of making content every day and getting no views. You're tired of spending hours making one single video and then it not getting posted. You feel like the algorithm is against you and you've been shadow banned. Words like tired of and feel like are great for a second section on a landing page because they create that instant relatability. What you don't want is to just go straight into whatever the features are that you've got, because you've told people what the thing is, but you haven't actually made them self-identify with the fact that they need this thing yet. So your second section needs to help them identify that they need the thing that you are talking about. And the first part of the way we do that is by relating to them and showing them, oh yes, these are all the things that I've tried that haven't actually worked successfully, right? And then my third section is a you want page. So you want is so it goes, this is the outcome. You've tried all these things, but you want this. So to explain that, you might say, this is the outcome. You want, 0 to 1 million views in 90 days. You've tried all these things like, doing trends and dancing and posting every day and nothing's working. What you want is to go viral and grow a massive following of ideal customers. And you want that in a way that's easy, that doesn't take hours every day, and that doesn't stress you out. Okay, so the whole landing page is a story. As you read down the story, they identify with your thing more and more as you go down. So the next part I go with is a statement, and it's usually a what if statement. So I go, well, look, what if you could get millions of views and go viral with just one post a day without pointing, dancing and doing trends, with expert content that positions you as the authority? Is that something that you want? If it is, keep reading and I'll show you how you do it. The key, then we're going to tap them into an aspiration. What if you could have all those things that you want in a really simple way? That's the key bit. And then we go into telling a little bit of a story. Now, the landing page that I'm describing right now is particularly good for cold customers. If you were someone that's generating a lot of traffic from organic and you feel like people already know you, you don't necessarily have to go into this extent of a narrative. But I always find that, having a clear story works well for anyone, because a lot of people, they might have seen your content, but they might not really know you. They might not have watched your stories yet. Maybe they've literally just come across your profile. And for a lot of people that visit your landing pages, they'll often be new people to you. So when someone finds your profile, they usually decide on whether they want to invest in you within the first few minutes. And if they're going to visit your landing page, they will do it within the first few minutes minutes of following you. It's very unlikely that they'll actually do it later on unless you specifically tell them to through some kind of sales campaign. For now, for anyone visiting your profile, there's a short window of, oh, this guy looks really good. Let me check out his link in bio. I'm sure you've done that yourself, Maria. When you find a new person you like, that's when you check out their bio. You don't check out their bio 3 months later when they've like built a whole ton of trust with you. It's like, no, you're over it by that point. So it's good to have a landing page that, doesn't make assumptions on how much people know you and just simply goes, look, whether you know me or not. So we've had our what if statement. Then we're going to have our results statement. So, what if you could get 1 million views in 90 days with only one post a day and you don't have to point, dance, and do trends? Then we go into our results statement to actually back that up. Well, here's the results that we get. Client, results, or just me. If it's just you haven't got any students there. Just put a whole bunch of results that you get. Here's what I'm getting right now. Here's the amazing results that I get. And I strongly encourage you, when you think about putting results, particularly into landing pages, you also think about the rolled up result. Okay, so if you're helping people make money, tell me how much money all of your students have made combined. If you're talking about getting followers, how many followers all of your students have got combined. So come up with that real headline figure, the real kind of mind-blowing figure. You might be like, look, I've helped students make over $1 million, in the last year alone, or whatever. I've helped students gain, this number of followers in the last, year alone. Again, if it's just you and you're just starting out, just share what you've already done, right? Just share what you've achieved in that results section and show people what you've got so far. So then we're going to move into a honesty section. So an honesty section is, we want to make sure that they don't feel like you so too far away from them that you don't get it. Okay, so we're going to tell a little bit of story about, look, you've just said we're getting all these results, right? I'm getting all these results. Now we say, yeah, but to be honest, it wasn't easy. And actually, when I first started, I struggled with all these things. I did all of these things wrong. I just couldn't get here. I had 3 Instagram accounts and 3 YouTube accounts, or, I wasted $5,000 on ads, or all of the mistakes that you made, to show that you are actually relatable and that you've been where they are right now, and that you're not so far away you don't get it anymore. So we tell a little bit of story about all of the mistakes you made, and then we use a but then section that says, but then I found the one thing that did actually work. Oh, so I tried all of this and all of this and all of this, and nothing worked, and I wasted money, and I wasted time, and I struggled, and I got myself burnt out and frustrated, and da-da-da-da. But then I tested this, and it really worked. And actually, this is the impact that I actually had. And again, here's some more results from me. And then you say, so based on that, I worked on this method. So I tried, this type of funnel, and this funnel actually worked. And within 7 days, it got me 100 leads for only $100. And that actually blew my mind. So what I did was this. I did this step, and this step. I did these 1, 2, 3 steps that put this thing together, and it got all of these results. And then you say the best thing bit, right? So it got all of these results, and then the best thing about that is, and then you talk about how it changed your life. I hope everybody's keeping up here. Let me just do a little recap, because I've thrown several things at you. Okay, so the first bit is the outcome. Go from 0 to 1 million views in 90 days. The second part is you're tired of doing this, and you're frustrated with that, and you're getting burnt out over this. The next bit is you just want this and this and this. You just want sales on autopilot. You just want to make 10K months so that, you can live the life you want. You just want to, grow a following of engaged people that actually want to buy from you. Then you have your bold statement, which is, well, what if you could do that with just this? Just these easy things. Well, here's my results. Here's the evidence that I've done that. But let's be honest, it wasn't easy. So let me tell you a little bit story about, all of the mistakes that I made. But then the thing that I found that actually worked, and then the method I put in place that created all these incredible results. And the best thing about all those incredible results is how it's changed my life in these particular ways. I get the freedom to travel. I get to go wherever I want. I get to do all of these things. So then we break it down into exactly how that works. So we say, look, so how does that work exactly? Well, step 1 is this. Step 2 is this. Step 3 is this. This is how you get the results. Show them that you've got a clear method and you've got some structure behind the thing that you're doing. Yeah. So here's the results. Step 1, step 2, Step 3. And then you present your product again. So you say, well, this is the method for getting the result. And let me introduce Reels Millionaire, the program that does exactly this. Here's some highlights. Here's some illustrations. Here's some awesome, visualizations. Here's all the cool things that make my stuff look like that. And then all you do is just break down each section of what's included in your product. So step 1, you get all of this. You get a template for this. You get videos for that. You get trainings for this. You get, out the box scripts for that, one-click things for this, done for you things like this, no-brainer things for that, and then you just break down each section. So the next bit is going to be lots and lots of features, then you're going to have your bonuses. So you also get a bonus this, you get a bonus that, you get weekly Q&A calls, you get a bonus podcast, you get this and this and this and this, stack, bonuses, and then in between each one of those things you put testimonials and screenshots or videos and student results. So ideally, each time you talk about a feature or something that's included, after that, you put a testimonial or a student result that used that specific feature to get a desired result. So, here's my 5 done-for-you templates that you can post into your Facebook group right now to generate, 15 to 20 opt-ins every single week in your Facebook group, right? And then you show a testimonial of screenshots where it's like, OMG, Dan, those templates worked. I just booked 3 calls today. So you talk about the thing and then evidence. Evidence. Again, of course, in the early days, you won't have too much of that, so just talk about the things and, really try and get as many testimonials of students that you work with as you can. People don't tend to watch testimonials very much, but the fact that they're there is important. When was the last time you actually watched a testimonial video? You probably won't, but their presence shows social proof. So if you can just get some people to say nice stuff about you, that's cool. That all reinforces the conversion rate on your landing page. It doesn't have to be, these mind-blowing case studies. And again, if you're doing screenshots of, stuff from your phone or results that people are getting, then again, they don't have to be massive results. They could just be really, really quick wins that people are getting, and that will really go a long way to improving the conversion rate on your landing page. It might just be, oh, hey guys, I posted your template, and I got 2 opt-ins. My mind's blown. Cool. That's 2 opt-ins. Okay, it doesn't need to be massive, mind-blowing results. A lot of the things that you can find and share can be quite simple. And you'll have a lot of that in your DMs already, and I mean that for everybody. So go and look in your DMs and find this stuff, because there's always nice things that, people have said to you. And again, you'll have lots of friends around you, and, maybe it's people that you've collaborated with, or maybe it's students that you've worked with, but, hit up all of those people and find as many people as you can to say nice things about you. And what we often do is we do reciprocal testimonials. So and then we start. So I just go up to someone and say, hey, I know we've been working together. I really wanted to put a testimonial together for you, and thought maybe what we could do is do a little bit of a testimonial exchange. So, I'll make something talking about your awesome program that I know is really, really good. You don't necessarily need to have done their program. You just talk about it and the results that they're getting for their students, and they do the same. You and Maria, could make testimonials for each other right now, right? And again, it doesn't matter as much about exactly what those testimonials are saying and exactly whether those students are getting huge results. Just having a wall of videos of people that say good stuff about you really, really does lend towards a strong landing page. And then, of course, as you walk through that landing page and you're describing your features, as many different illustrations as possible. I'm talking mock-ups. Mock-ups, more mock-ups, desktop mock-ups, tablet mock-up, scripts and templates, visualizations. Really spend some time on your landing page to try and show all the things that's inside it. There's a big difference between saying, 5 done-for-you templates for, and saying 5 done-for-you templates for, and then having a big picture of all of those templates that people can actually see. There is a really, really big difference, and people need to be able to see this stuff. So after you've gone through all your features and all your testimonials, remember, as you go through all of those, put lots and lots of buttons for them to go to the next step as you go through that. So, go to checkout, go to opt-in, whatever. And then you would go into a frequently asked questions bit. So, put a bit of an accordion, and then just lots of frequently asked questions. Make sure people have got that stuff answered. Now, I'm describing a landing page for, selling products. If you've got something free, like a free lead magnet, you can just do this all with 1 or 2 sections maximum. If it's just a lead magnet, you can just do outcome and then a bit about you, and that's absolutely fine. But I'm assuming you're selling stuff, right? So you'll also want to include a small panel about who you are and some of the results that you get, and a little bio about yourself. And then potentially further down the page, as they get towards the bottom, you could put some objection handling in. So assuming they've scrolled through all of this and they still haven't clicked the button, but they're still here, obviously they're interested, but we're not saying exactly what they need to hear. So then I would put some objection handling statements in. Objection handling being, look, I know you've seen these types of courses before. This is what makes it different. Look, I know you may not think that you can do this, but here's why you can. Maybe it's about them and their own feelings about their own accountability, or maybe it's about them and worrying about investing. Something that's really good for objection handling is a money-back guarantee. And I strongly recommend, particularly for people that are selling digital products, that you offer money-back guarantees. And the reason being is we've all bought courses before. We all have gotten access to stuff that we don't like, or we've gotten into the course and realized that actually it's not for us. And it's good to offer people that opportunity for that money back option. But more importantly, a money back guarantee really does make a big difference between someone buying and someone not. Because if they're on the fence, the money back guarantee is going to kick them over it. Whereas if they are, if they're totally sold, they'll just go straight through, they don't care. But if they're on the fence, the money back guarantee is going to be a big deal. So I do strongly recommend a money back guarantee. Even for us, when we take on one-to-one and group coaching clients, we do a money back guarantee. We actually say to people, you can come in for 2 weeks, get 2 weeks worth of coaching, and if it's not right for you, get your money back. Because, and this is something that I bang on about all the time, is as a coach, your focus should be on the results of your students first before making money. So if you have someone come in and they don't want to do all of the work or any of the work, then you don't really want that person's money, because they're not going to get any results, and potentially they're going to go around and badmouth you because they've lost their money now, and now they're going to go, oh yeah, well, Dan took my money, they wouldn't give me my money back, and so on and so on. So you should have a money back guarantee. Really, if you don't have a money back guarantee, then you need to say that up front, and that's okay to not have a money back guarantee, but you need to kind of say that up front. In which case, if you choose to not have a money back guarantee, then a good thing to have would be a little messenger pop up on the landing page where people can ask you questions, and then you just say, hey, look, if you're worried about buying, then just jump on Messenger right now and ask us a question, and we'll fill in the blanks for you. It's up to you. But generally speaking, I do recommend a money-back guarantee. Now, the common objection to that is, yes, but Dan, what if someone steals everything in my course and then, then I gets their money back and then gets a refund, and what do you do because they've stolen all of your stuff and whatever? And I'm like, look, God, anyone who just goes into a course and steals the whole course, I tell you now, they're not going to do anything with that. They are not a person that's actually going to execute on anything. Don't worry about it. You can't constantly be focused on the worst case scenario running your business. Oh yeah, what if, this guy buys it, steals everything, gets a refund, repurposes everything, turns it into his own product, sells his own product. What if? And I'm like, well, you never know, even if they did either way, so who cares? But they could do, someone who bought your course could also do that. Someone who paid genuine money for your course could also do that. Literally anybody could, whether they buy and refund or whether they don't. It's a loser's game getting obsessed about this stuff. And again, you should be focusing on, well, how can I make the best impact? And of course, once they do get a refund, they're going to lose access to your portal anyway, so they won't get access to all of the live Q&As and all the other good stuff in there. But essentially, that's the whole build-up of a landing page, which for some people listening will either think, that sounds like a lot, or that doesn't sound too bad, depending on which way you're going.
Wait for it, because I have a challenge for you, Dan, if you're up for it. So I know we talked about some of the biggest mistakes / challenges that we face when we design these landing pages. We mentioned ignoring analytics or not testing and iterating, poor use of visuals, not utilizing testimonials or social proof, not addressing objections. You're right, it can get overwhelming, the amount of information that you shared. But I have a game for you. It's more like a challenge where I'm going to go over other, let's say, some of the biggest challenges that I see other people have with landing pages. And you have between 30 up to maximum 1 minute to go over each of them. So I mention it, and then you tell me what you think about each. What do you think?
Okay, hit me.
Imagine there's a timer over there.
I will. I'll try and answer as quickly as possible.
Pressure on you. Okay. So we're talking about the biggest challenges or mistakes people do when it comes to landing pages. Number one, lack of clear goals. Go for it.
The goal of a landing page is for people to click through the landing page. There is no other goal for the landing page. It only has one function, and that is to complete a click through into a checkout. And then, of course, a checkout only has one function. So the only goal you should have is increasing the click through rate of your landing page. There is no other goal.
Cool. Poorly defined target audience.
Limited time offers work really well. The big problem that people do is they make a limited time offer that isn't limited time, and then it goes on indefinitely, and then everybody knows that. But limited time offers work really, really well, and they can add a lot of urgency. All you need to do is just add that urgency throughout the landing page. So, right at the top, have a countdown, and then show people that scarcity exists.
Like you have a countdown right now with your answers. Number 3.
Right at the top. Yeah.
Number 3, cluttered design.
My recommendation for all of you building landing pages, if you've never ever done it before, is to just literally copy another landing page you like. Just copy it structurally, copy every single section. Learn from the best. Just copy someone else's landing page and then test that, knowing that the thing that you copy is something that's been sort of intentionally put together and therefore, hopefully should have a decent rate. If you find something that you like, copy it rather than guess and clutter stuff up.
Weak headlines and messaging.
That comes down to people not being able to commit to a result that we talked about in our outcome call. But as a coach, you need to commit to a result. If you're not committing to a result, then what are you doing for your students? So you need to be bullish and commit to a result. And just remember that, no one's run a marathon until they've run it for the first time, right? So, commit to a result that stretches you and is inspiring for other people.
Tied to this, missing or unclear call to action. Funny, right?
From a landing page, again, the only call to action is to go to the next page, but oftentimes people don't put enough buttons throughout the landing page. So maybe they put one at the top and then one at the bottom and nothing in the middle. The button should appear at least every other section throughout your landing page. And generally that button could also read slightly different things as you go through. So, one button might read, yes, I want this. And the next button might be, get my instant access now. So that the buttons vary so that it doesn't feel like the same button's just repeating over and over.
I was going to be like, buzz, time is out. But I wanted to hear
I think
more
I came in under 30 seconds there.
No, you did great. It was just me trying to get you, but you're too good at this. Next one, we have very few left. Ignoring SEO.
For a funnel, you don't necessarily need SEO, assuming you're driving organic traffic through that funnel or ad-related traffic through that funnel, then SEO isn't relevant. If you are making it part of a website and you want to drive organic traffic from Google, then you will need SEO. So it depends on how the traffic is generated. If it's paid traffic or organic traffic, then SEO isn't going to be relevant. I say organic traffic from your social media, then SEO won't be as relevant. If you want organic traffic from Google, then yes, SEO needs to be a very important part of that.
Interesting. 4 more left. Slow loading times.
So good funnel builders will create different editions of your images and different resolutions for you. So that will increase the loading times of your landing page. But if you're using something like WordPress that doesn't necessarily do that, then rather than faffing around with resolutions of images, I would just recommend you get a plugin that does it for you. For example, Elementor. In Elementor for WordPress, you can choose the resolution of the image that you show in different devices. So if I'm on mobile, I can choose a lower resolution or lower size version of this image, and that will increase loading times. Do check your loading times on Wi-Fi and on 3G and on different phones after you've made it, because your phone will cache your landing page. So you'll think your landing page loads in a second because you're used to looking at it, but it won't for other people.
Since we're here, ignoring mobile devices.
Yes. One more thing on the last question, sorry, I forgot to mention, is the lazy load option. So a lazy load option loads your images one by one from top to bottom. So if you do have a lazy load option in your landing page builder, do enable that, because you don't have to load all the landing pages to look at the page. Sorry, you don't have to load all the images to look at the page. You only need to load the top image and then the images as you scroll down, and that's lazy load. Ignoring mobile, you can't ignore mobile. You cannot ignore mobile. If anything, you should be building in mobile first and then in desktop afterwards, because mobile is by far more likely to be the format that which people visit your landing page in. It is a bit easier architecturally, it is easier to work with desktop when you are building your landing page, but from a layout perspective, you must format your web pages on mobile. Moreover, Google, I think it's about 5 years ago, stopped ranking non-responsive pages. So if your page is not mobile responsive, Google can actually tell and will actually diminish the ranking of your pages, which is particularly bad if you are looking to generate Google traffic. So you have to do it, is the answer. All landing page builders will have a mobile desktop view switcher, so work with both.
Two more left. Ineffective use of forms. Here, I mean asking too much information from people before they buy something or commit to something.
You only need 2 pieces of information at most, and that's name and email. And if you intend to phone them or text them, get their phone number. If you have no intention of phoning them or text them, do not bother getting their phone number, because obviously their phone number is going to reduce the conversion rate, or they're just going to give you a duff number, one of the two. So if you don't have the intention of phoning them, just go with name and email. That's it.
And last one, because we talked about, being fearful of committing to a specific result. What about over-promising and under-delivering?
The results that you commit to should be results that you have got or feel like you can get. Now, it's worth remembering that this is based on an ideal student scenario and someone doing all of the work. Now, if someone came to me and said, Dan, I got your course, I did all the work, I can show you that I did all of the work and I still didn't get the result, then I would work with that person until they did get the result, because that's my responsibility. So if I said, look, you can get this result if you do the work, and they don't get a result after they did the work, then that's on me. Now I'll work with them. And I have done that. When I was first starting out, I had someone come in, they did all the work and they didn't get the result, and I agreed to work with them for free one-to-one until they did, because I want to know if they're doing all the work and not getting the result. I want to know why, because if I then work with that person one-to-one, I can work out what the problem is, fix my course, and now I've got a better course. So it's in your interest to find those people and help those people, because they're going to help you make your course worth even more money.
Gotcha. Officially, Dan, you passed the test. You're a master.
Straight through. So last thing for everybody, there is no way to know whether a landing page is really good or bad, but I do want to share some industry results and a few things that you can be testing. If you're getting about a 20 to 30% click-through rate on your landing page, that's very good. So, if you are around there, you can do a little bit more to tweak that, but don't do anything seismic. That's pretty good. If you're getting under 20%, then the page needs some work. Of course, it will vary depending on whether it's cold traffic or warm traffic. Warm traffic will click through at a higher rate than cold traffic. So again, as always, do testing. So a lot of landing page builders will allow you to do an A/B test, where you can then, it will offer up different versions of the landing page as a probability. So let's say 50% is version 1, 50% is version 2, and then it will show you what the click-through rates are for the different versions. So you don't have to go 50% all the way. So you might be like, well, look, I've got a decent landing page. It's got like 30% click-through. Don't really need much more, but I would like to see if I can get to 40. So I'm going to introduce a version 2, but I'm only going to show that for 10% of the traffic, and then measure the click-through rates. Yeah, so you can use landing page builders to A/B test stuff. If you don't have a landing page builder that can do that, instead you could just either, share different links with people, or you can do with just a small bit of HTML, a little bit of a redirect where you have 2 URLs and it just randomly picks one of the URLs with a 50-50 probability, and essentially you A/B test. You just make 2 copies of your funnel, and then you just put a little redirect that predicts your 50-50 probability, and you can do it that way. But whatever you're doing, you should always be testing a version 2 of a landing page to see whether you can improve on the results that you're getting at any time. So, final things for everybody. When it comes to landing pages, really spend a lot of time on landing pages. They are not an afterthought. They are literally the difference between success and failure in your business. And you should be putting plenty of time into them. Use other people's landing pages as a template. Copy other people's landing pages. Don't think about it all on your own. Literally just clone other people's landing pages and switch them around for your own things as well. Put time and effort into creating visualizations. Put time and effort into making your thing look good, as good as you can. And again, there's lots and lots of templates out there, particularly literally in Canva has literally hundreds and hundreds of landing page templates that you can use. And of course you can, do all the mock-ups and images and so on in Canva and then export them into your main landing page builder. So there's, literally millions of templates out there. Do take a look. The last thing that I want to point you guys to is something in lead pages. So if you go into leadpages.com, on their templates tab, they have a whole bunch of high converting templates and they're all ranked by their click-through rate. So you can just choose the type of template that you want. So it has, I'm just looking at now, it has things like bio, consult, lead generation, sales, thank you pages, webinar pages, etc. You can choose the one you want, rank it by the highest conversion rate, and then just make a copy of that. So it's a really cool website, and I use it quite a lot, particularly for lead magnets, to look at, well, what's highest converting, because they actually generate this data from their live users on the platform, and this kind of updates from their live users. So it's always really interesting to kind of see, like, well, what webinar templates are lead page people using right now? What's the highest converting? Sort by that, and okay, I'm going to go ahead and start with that. Okay, you never know how it's going to start, which is why it's so important, again, lastly, in your business, to continuously iterate all the steps of your business and to understand that each step in your business, can be live or die steps for your offer. And it's not just about your offer. It's also about the systems and steps behind it that allow people to actually, invest in that offer. If you spend all of your time obsessing over making your system, your end-to-end system, as efficient as possible, you'll make a lot of money. If you spend all of your time obsessing over, is my course right or wrong? Is my offer right or wrong, etc., then you won't make any money. The great news about landing pages is you can test out offers on landing pages. So for example, I have 2 versions of landing pages running at any one moment in time. The entire page is identical with the exception of the sentence on the top. So that's the outcome at the top. So I'm always A/B testing outcomes as well as landing page versions. And I'm like, well, which one sentence is getting the highest click-through right from the top? And then based on the one that's getting the highest click-through, I'll then update my offer based on the highest click-through on my landing pages. So your landing page validates your offer. If no one's clicking through, then the offer's not right. But you can test lots and lots of different offers. So you don't have to rebuild anything. You can just test lots of different things. If you're running Facebook ads, you can run creative, 100 different creatives simultaneously. And each one of those creatives can have a different offer on it. And that, again, that's what we do for a lot of our offers in new ads, is we run all these different creatives with every single one having a different offer to the same landing page. And we look at then, okay, what creative has gotten the best click-through? And then we update the landing page based on the creative. So there's lots of opportunity here, but just go update your landing page and have fun with it. Landing pages are supposed to be fun. Bring your tone of voice, bring your own style in, have fun.
And I think a good way to start would be to have a look at Dan's landing pages, see what he has.
Steal mine. Steal my landing pages.
And maybe, go all the way to buying the product so that you can see all the steps, of course. And guess what? At the end, you might, of course, benefit from the product or service offered.
If you want to go look at it, visit reelsmillionaire.com. That's a long form landing page, big story, lots and lots of information. It's sort of based for cold traffic. Go ahead and check it out, reelsmillionaire.com.
You heard him. Check it out and learn from Dan.
Hope you enjoyed this episode.
We'll be releasing every Wednesday, so make sure to
subscribe
and rate us 5 stars where you're listening to this show to give others a chance to discover it too.